And there was one time that he was supposed to be with Ronnie McDowell, and Ronnie starts the show, and somebody comes up to me and said, "You know, T's not here." I said, "What?" So they had to call T. T thought the show was on Saturday instead of Friday. So fortunately, T lives in Georgia, so he wasn't far away. And he shows up in his little glittery little outfit, and him and his wife Sheila, and act like nothing was wrong, man. It was good. He's just cool. That is a cool dude right there. So if you ever get a chance, if T. Graham Brown happens to be around where you are, you really need to go see him. Dude's got an instrument. It's a voice. Really good. All right, welcome in, everybody. It is Thursday, August 25 in the year of our Lord 2022, when the market is up. And I hear chatter about Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and the Fed. Who cares? Who gives a flip? Then overnight, I heard something about China, and I'm like, I dreamed it one. I don't know. China did something. Who cares? Right? Who gives a flip? Look at this, y'all. 58.40. So volume's up on an up day. That's a little unusual, isn't it? So we're above the 15-minute opening range. We're above cash open. But not by much, right? We're not much up. The hourly mid band's going up. AD is a respectable, darn fly, respectable 298. And we're just chilling, baby. Just chilling. Let's see what our big green monster says. Big green monster, we said yesterday, this little thing is like a vacuum. See, no volume has been traded here. So this thing's kind of like it's like you tell your kids not to do something. Don't you smoke a cigarette, little Johnny. What's little Johnny doing? He's hovering in the bathroom in the fetal position with a Marlboro light in his mouth. Right? Guess what people do. So, it's sucking in here into this void. And somebody's going to have a menthol light in there. What was the menthols? Was it Salem that did menthol? I remember my band director back in school. It's around 1983, 98, 84. I was about 14 years old. And he'd give me the keys to his truck. I think I was, 14, 15. And I'd run up to the Swifty Mart and buy him a cup of coffee with cream, no sugar, and a pack of Salem Lights, menthol. And I didn't have a driver's license, man. Can you imagine doing that today? Here, kid, take the thing, you're 14 years old and you're driving a stick shift. Anyway, incredible. And he used to pick me up to go to band, and I'd get on the back of his truck. Can you imagine that today? Riding in the back of a truck with your band director to band practice? They would put him in jail. So not necessarily that he shouldn't have been in jail, but so, we like vacuums. Volume, it's a vacuum. It's just trapped there. So it wouldn't surprise us at all to see it go up in there. But it also wouldn't surprise us to see some type of move to the 50% line. So this is kind of our cone, our probability cone that we often draw. That looks something like this. And you've seen probability cones, right? It kind of looks like this. So if it don't go up, it's going to go down, baby. But if I had to guess, I guess we're going here. I just see price wanting to test that. Now, also, it looks like our point of control is going to be moving downward too. Point of control probably going to move here, or look at this, y'all. Probably going to move here, right? If we go down just a little bit, we'll have a new point of control. So, kind of fun to watch. We'll see what happens. All right, let's look at our, what's our other thing we look at? What's that darn thing called? It's a linear regression, Bob. Here we go. And we see linear regression is still moving upward. We drew it the other day where it was. So this thing is not as steep as it was down. So, going up, going down. Now, the interesting thing is, let's look at volume. So we see yesterday we had an update on lesser volume. That confirms my opinion that the bear market is still intact. Be interesting to see what volume is today, right, on this up move. But we would anticipate in a bear market that the up move will have less volume and some exhaustion as that move goes up. So it'll be interesting to see what volume does today. But everything looks intact. Everything looks good. So let's record our net lick. Let's go over here. See how we're doing today. 8:25, 22. Let's see. Has anybody got a good script for a, I told you I got to play the part of the minister of doing the vows for my aunt and uncle's 60th wedding anniversary this Saturday, and I just don't know what to do. I mean, dearly beloved, we've gathered here today. So if y'all have a good script or something, you can send me, that'd be great.
Do a search among the scripts from The Big Bang Theory. They had quite a few weddings.
Oh, really? Okay.
They won't invite you back.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you know, their 60th wedding anniversary, we may not make it to 70th anyway. So who knows? It's a long time to be married. Oh my gosh, y'all, we're up $125.
Moving on up to the side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Yeah, one of them's up. Let's see how much there's 8, 25, 22. Rolling in the money. This one is. Oh, we're up good in this one too. We're 307.40. Okay, so we're up 268 in that one. Okay, let's go get our greets. Beth and I will be married, happily married 17 years. We'll be celebrating our 23rd wedding anniversary in October. Merge similar groups. What the devil is that? Merge that. Never had that before. I just won't tell you which 17 worth of. No, I'm just joking. Let's see our Clemson first. 29.29. All right, so we are 29. We can be at a maximum of 40. You can see that barely on the screen there. So we're good. That says, hey, Bob, you can trade away, baby. You can put on a trade. Okay, let's see if our theta says you can put on a trade. 46.37. 46.37. As long as we're not above 0.5, that says we can put on a trade. Look at us, y'all. So this says, go ahead, go ahead. Now, what does this say? So we know with VIX in the, whatever it is, the 20s, that we can go up to a maximum of 35% of our buying power. And we're using 78.35. 78.35. 78.35. This is telling me, anchors away, my boy. 29.61. I can put on a trade, right? I can put on a trade. So what is the VIX? Let's go back over here and see. VIX is 22. Yeah, so you know, you're kind of getting close to that. If it's 19, though, you know, we can be at a max of 30%. So you know, it's questionable. I don't have to put on a trade. The good thing is I have plenty of theta. I mean, 0.18. I don't have to put on a trade. So based on what I think the market's going to do, I can go, you know, I'm close enough to 35% that I don't have to put on a trade. But I very well may. We'll see. See what we figure out here. Now let's go get the other account. Come here, little baby. There you little baby. All right, here we go. Bobby Beth. Bobby Beth. All right, here we're 61 on the deltas. 61. Everybody's new spreadsheet working good. Everybody doing good. I hadn't heard any problems with anybody. 95, 35, other than the Google people that want Google Sheets and the people that have Macs. I don't know how y'all, look at there. I want that to be 0.1 or higher. So this is definitely 61. I can be as high as 150. That says trade away. This says definitely trade away. Your theta's low, Bob. Get your theta up, baby. This is what our buying power says. This account right here, we just jack rolling in this one. Then buying power is 20,545. 2545. 2545. So we're using 20%. So this says trade away, baby. Trade away. All right. So let's do a little trade over here. Tell me a little Tasty Works. How you doing, baby? Tasty Works. So we go to trade. We go to micros. We go to closest to 60 without going over it. Long put vertical. Now remember, we may have some trouble. We've got a lot of trades going on now. So we may have trouble putting on one because I don't like overlapping strikes. You can overlap them if you want to. Joe count, baby. And if you do, don't sell when you bought and don't buy where you sold. Let's see if I can get on in here a little bit. Let's see. Let's get down in here. 30 and 80. So this will be 40, 30. It's 1250. Move it down a little bit, 2 more. See, I don't want to go there. So let's go. Let's see what we get in here. Let's see. There's got to be a space somewhere. Yeah, here's one. 39.10. 39.60. That's 10 and a quarter. So that looks like that's probably going to be the place I could scoop one in there, right? Yeah, 10 and a quarter. So we'll go up to 10.50. Close to $10, right? Go there. There we go. Now, it's a up kind of day. Oh, you had Ed, look at Ed. Ed is a reformed fundamentalist news warrior. Ed used to worry all the time. He'd be worried about Jackson Hole, Wyoming. He'd be worried about China. He'd be worried about all that stuff. Now he doesn't even care. He's just using the quantitative information before him in order to make his strategy.
Yeah, I'm scaring myself, Bobby. When you mentioned those things, I got a chill that I didn't know what was going on.
Isn't that crazy? When I know more of what's going on than Ed, I mean, the world is upside down, baby. Upside down.
I did just enter my trade of the day, though.
There you go. That's the way to do it, baby. You know, no fear.
I got to confess, I kind of used the chart to wait a little bit before I did it.
That's okay. You know.
I might still be early, but it is what it is. Hey, Bobby, can you kind of explain, you go over the linear regression thing, you're like, hey, I still think we're going down, but I'm going to go do a trade. So I know that those two seem like they're in conflict a little bit, but we're not really supposed to be looking at things like charts or fundamentals, but we kind of still do look at charts a little bit, like the linear regression or whatever else people do with their charting. And I'm sure there are purists out there, but since you're actually looking at the linear regression channel and, somewhat factoring that in, can you kind of just give a little brief commentary on glancing at that linear regression chart, forming an intermediate to longer term opinion, but go ahead and pulling the trigger on your 11X campaign today?
So here's what I'm looking at is that it is downward sloping, right, for the period that the linear regression is formed on a daily chart. So that confirms that. And look, it's really nice, right? We go to the tops, we go to the bottom, we go to the tops, we're going by. It just looks like we're, sloping down. So that's the only really thing I'm looking at. Now, I do have the 200-day moving average and the 50-day moving average, and certainly the 50-day moving average is moving up and the 200 is moving down. But you see where we came here, we just bumped it, right? We bumped it. And this was clearly resistance. Everyone can see 200-day moving average, clearly resistance. Now we very well may go test that again. And, it just looks downward to me. Then I'm looking at volume, right? What's happening on volume? So, we saw volume. What's this? You can easily, where's my dang error? You can clearly see price up and you can clearly see volume down. Everyone see that? So this is what I saw where I go, it's kind of exhaustion to me. Right? We're going up, but volume's going down. So volume increased on the down move, right? This goes up, and you see a little increase in volume here. Then it goes up. So I'm just looking at these little divergences in volume and everything that kind of, and I'm right at about 50% of the time. Which means
that's a good observation. And again, even this chart seems to have a little bit of conflict. Clearly, the downtrend line from the high, the pink purple line you have, which is the downtrend line. Oh no, that's the top of the linear regression line. So that's flattening out, which would kind of be a potentially less bearish scenario than if it were still steeply pointed down from left to right. We did bang into the 200-day moving average, which is declining, and then backed off of it, which is a little bearish. We have the uptrending 50-day below it, which, you would think we might go retest that level at around the 4,000 mark, may not. Technically, the pullback we had now goes right into the beginning of June. If you look back at the beginning of June, that little toppy area before the June drop is pretty much where we are right now. So there's a lot of conflict going on. And so I guess my initial question is, when I would look at this before, I would be like, I'm going to set some orders lower. If we go down into the test the 4,000 area, I'll trigger in some orders. And that's when my campaign has gotten thin, because over time, the existing positions mature and they need taking off. And then I didn't really have the mindset and plan to put more positions on, or the confidence to put more positions on. And I was letting the chart rule. So I guess what I was getting at is, in one way, you're saying, hey, I think we're going down. And the other way, you're saying, I don't know what we're doing. I'm going to keep putting positions on because that's what the Greeks say to do, or I'm not putting positions on because that's what the Greeks are saying to do. And so I find these two things to be kind of in conflict. And again, we're never going to have a period where everything lines up perfectly, because if we're at the bottom of the linear regression line, we'd be like, oh, we're breaking the yearly lows now. Oh, we don't want to put on positions, but that might be exactly a great time because IV would be elevated, et cetera, et cetera. So I just kind of wanted to get some of those thoughts out there for the listeners. And
Well, and probably the most important thing is what's this? So you see me draw a line here just above 3,400 line. The naked component that I sold today was 3,420. Here we are. So, here we are now, right? Here's 3,420.
in other words, let it trickle down and let it go into the profit tent, and you have the buying power to absorb that potential drawdown between now and then, et cetera.
This has a high probability of being in the profit zone. So let's see, what's the delta of that, or the probability of that being in the money? Let's see, 57 days, we showed 3,420. Let me see it, 3,420. Yeah, that has a 6% probability of being in the money, which means it has a what? Let's test everybody. 6% probability of being in the money. What is the probability that my 3,420 gets touched?
12.
12, exactly, man. Look at man. See, we know, though. We know the probability. I like that, y'all. Right? So there's a 12% probability somebody's gonna touch me. Well, it depends on who it is that's touching you, right? But I kind of like those probabilities, right? Especially if it's a creepy person, you go, don't touch me. It's like the person that dips snuff that's at church on Sunday mornings, and you go, oh man, I hate every time she gives me a hug. And then you start going to the other side of the church, but she may linger over there to get you. Yeah, baby. There's a 12% probability she's gonna touch you. There's really a 6% probability you're gonna get violated by her by the end. Where am I going? I have no idea. But you understand what I'm saying. I like the odds. So the odds are in my favor. Now, what if I do get touched? Well, I think I've got buying power to absorb it, right? If this gets touched and I got 21 days to go, I'm gonna roll it out in time, collect more premium, and just give it more time. That's the plan. And that's why we can't use too much buying power, because then you can't absorb it. Then you got to take losses. You got to do this. It's really an odds in our favor, y'all. It's really wherever this is at. I'm going to put the trade wherever the odds are in my favor, and that's the overall plan. You just put the odds in our favor. So I think here's what we're going to do. We're definitely going to the IRA, and we're definitely going to put the trade in here. Okay, so make sure to take it off the e-minis. I said, nobody listens to me anymore. So we're going to take this off the e-minis. So we're going to go 57 days out. And we're going to do 2 of the 3,420s. Same thing we did in the other 3,420. Because really at this point, are we not just printing money every day? I mean, we really are. Now, I don't want to brag. We don't get it too. There's going to be a time. And y'all see me though. I mean, we've done this trade since we figured it up finally. It was August of last year we first did this stuff. And I wish I'd kept stats on it, because we traded this thing all the way through this year. We did. And we survived a bunch of stuff. 39.60, 39.10. It's a resilient trade. 39.60. Hold your control key down. And 39.10. Look at us get all this stuff going on. 12.50, probably won't get it, but we may just get 12.25. So let's make that like that. $925 of buying power. And fill me. Get $12. $12. $12. Ta-da. That should feel, there we go. So let's go put him in our spreadsheet. And we did a micro trade. I don't even have the new spreadsheet on this account yet. I couldn't break them up if I wanted to, because I don't have it on the spreadsheet. We're gonna do one tranche. We normally do two, but it's an update. Not a good day to put on the trade. So we'll call this 1, 1, 2, 52nd. Miracle on 52nd Street. Now, what was the street? It wasn't 52nd Street. Miracle on, what was the street name? 3960. Was it 34th Street?
38th Street.
Okay, well, wherever I'm from, we didn't number our streets like that. Like, we were Rural Route 1, box 286A. That used to be where I grew up at. You know, a lot of people go, hey, man, what was your street address?
I think it's Miracle on 34th Street, because that's near my home in New
Oh,
York.
Really? Really? How cool is that? Who said that? Was that Quentin?
Yeah.
Quentin, what the devil? Your home in New York? I mean, you sound like you've got homes everywhere. I mean, it's like, what's the problem? Is your only home, or you got his? Quentin just
I'm
kind of throws it
originally
out.
from New York City.
Quentin just kind of throws it out like, yeah, man, it's kind of close to my home in New York. I've got one in London. I've got one in Buncombe, Georgia. I've got all these homes.
No, just New York and Tuscaloosa as of now.
I got you. He's like a nomad. He's got all these places he can go and be. Cool, man. Quentin, how's school going at Alabama? Everything good?
Yeah, everything's going well. Starting to get homework and assignments and stuff
There you
like
go.
that. So gonna have to start doing that sort of stuff. But yeah, everything else is good. No tests coming up yet, which is nice.
There you go. There you go. So we got $12 for that. Brought in 5412. So that's 112 52nd. Let's go name him. Come here, little Jack. 112 52nd. Show our groups. And I don't think I'm gonna put one on in the other account. It's got me, you know, I'm to the point, I'm like, you know, I don't think so. Because I do think it's gonna go down. I think I'll get a better opportunity. So I'm gonna wait in the other one, because here's the thing, y'all, my deltas are fine. My theta is sufficient. Why would I put on trade? There's no need to put on trade. I've got all the theta I need anyway. Move to group, add group, 112 57. But y'all know what we're gonna do. We are gonna look to see if there's something we can manage. So let's look and do that. -4%. That's one we just put on. We've already down $2.50. We're such losers. One went, well, hello, ladies. Come here often. Try the veal, right? This is amazing. 75%. Look, we got $90, y'all. So then we got 36. Let's see if we got something else. Well, excuse me, ma'am. I've got to go over here. 85. Well, hello, I mean, 85%, y'all. Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Don't worry. I'll be available then. 85%. Let's see. Go. 85, 70. Now, hello. I think we found the winner. The soup du jour was this one right here, right? 79.59. Okay, we have found, no. 85. What am I talking about? All right, here we go. So let's close this one. 85%, 112 43rd, got 36 days. So we'll go donkey, right click, create closing order. Bobby, why don't you click on all three of them, because it won't let me. Well, let me click on them, it just won't let me close it like that. So then I got to close two at 36 days of the 3,400. Two of them. Oh, that's so much to remember. 36 days, was it 3,400? Oh, the mind is a terrible. Here we go, 3,400. 3,400. When you're young like Quentin, you ain't got to worry about that thing. You know, the mind's just a steel trap. But when you're old and you just ate a Rice Krispie treat for breakfast and a Dr. Pepper because you're out of Diet Cokes, I mean, things fall apart. All right, this was a 112 too, right? 112. So we got about 3,400. $1.75, did it? Let's try it. I bet we don't get feeling. Come on, make a fool out of me. I should make a fool out of it. So 112 43rd, we gotta make that less advantageous to us, so maybe we gotta increase the debit. So we'll go up to $2. $2 ain't bad, y'all. Give me out. There we go, $2. So let's go record our profits. All right, so we got out of the 112 43rd for $2. All right, let's see this. 112 43rd. It's not our oldest trade, but it's close to being the oldest. So $2. $2 cost me $15. Let's see if we can take Mama to the Red Lobster. 8.25.22. $38.24. Now that will pay for me and Beth to get a barbecue plate at Billy Bob's Barbecue in Carrollton, Georgia. 38.24. Which ain't bad. All right, let's put that in our little calculator. 38.24. Here we go. 38.24. Look at us making $140 this week. Ain't bad work. Here we go. We'll make it green. Chunga. So we made $140.46 this week. Okay. That gets you a slab of ribs at Dreamland, won't it, Quentin?
Indeed, it will.
Get your little bill. You ready to go? Now, what am I doing now? I forgot what I'm doing. All right, put that in. So let's go see the other account now. Crimson. Negative 99. Boy, Bobby, you loser. You remember that's just a put debit spread. That's probably just going to expire worthless. Nothing to do. So 116, 145th is gone. And you know it's gone because it doesn't have a little wheel sprocket over here. So we got to get rid of that just to clean it up. All right, now let's see. Up 36, up 7, up 0. Crud. Up 2, up 3, up 50. Well, hello. Up 2, up. Yeah, you know, could we take our $40? $40 ain't bad. It'll be 30 by the time we pay commissions, right? And I think I'll get better opportunities ahead. I think I'm going to take that. I think I'm just going to reduce my risk a little bit. My theta in this account, let's see what our theta is. Again, theta is 0.18%. Yeah, I want to be a minimum 0.1. Yeah, I can take that off. Take off a little risk. Hope that we get a little downside move to do something a little better. Let's take this one off. Let's do it. Bobby, I thought you said 65%, you fat black glass wearing bastards, you. Yeah, you know, most of the time, right? But today, I'm just going to take it. It's a gut feeling. All right, so we're going to close that. Let's close that, and then we got about 2 35.70s. Oh, I'll never remember that. 2 35.70s. 2 35.70s. 2 35.70s. Okay, and they got me at a 550. 550. Give me out at 550. Ta-da! That makes me mad I didn't try 5 1/4. But I'm not greedy. So we just closed the 112.46 at 550. All right, 112.46, 550. 112.46 at 550. 112. Well, we don't have many positions on, do we? But who cares? Our theta's fine. 112.46 at 550. So 8.27. No, 25. So 25, 22. So we made not much. Well, with $28.24. I can head to McDonald's. I could even order me a pie. Oh, by the way, and I think I've talked to y'all about this before, but if y'all are going to McDonald's, please use the McDonald's app on your phone. Y'all, they have deals plenty. I mean, you eat there for nothing. I know some of y'all are like too highbrow to ever eat at McDonald's. But for those of you like me and go, man, I want something cheap, and you get a $3 off a $10 purchase or I mean, they got all kind of deals, and the more you go, the more points you get. Next thing you know, you got a free Big Mac. Now, they are gonna charge you if you add mac sauce to it. So, but oh my gosh, it's a great app. Now, Wendy's has a good app, but it's just not as good. It's just not. And some of the other apps are useless. Like, you should never, ever use a Longhorn app. They never give you crap, jack squat, nothing. It makes me so mad because I like Longhorn, but I don't know, man. If you're gonna give me an app, give me a deal every now and then. Stupid Longhorn. Look at us making $70. And remember, for us to keep on track of making our 21% this year is going to mean that we're going to need to do about $100 a week. We're overperforming, right? So even if we don't close anything tomorrow, we're overperforming for the month. So we're good. All right, let's check our stats. Stats. We like keeping statistics. We wish we'd have kept statistics all year long, but you know, we didn't. So we've got a 58% capture rate. Sell a dollar, we keep 58 cents. We're on track to make 21%. Our projected weekly profits, $104. We've made, this is our profits after commissions, $35.04. Whoa, look at us, y'all. Now we've got that under 20 days. Our average days in trade is 19. When we put on a new trade, we're getting 64. I mean, that just seems like it stays the same regardless of what I do. Average of micros, LL, NP spreads, LL. Let me see what that is.
Do a days in trade Excel formula.
You want me to do a days in trade? Okay, hold on a second. Days in trade. Well, this is what we're doing. Or you want to know what am I missing?
I want to put it in I want to create a spreadsheet for myself.
Oh.
So
Okay,
I just want that.
All right, so let's look at it. It looks like I'm doing the average of the macros, QQ, and the NP spread. So I've got two things right there I'm taking the average of. So average, if you're doing it just one column, take the average of, let's see what QQ is. Average of QQ is final number of days in trade. So that's all I'm doing. So if you've got a thing that calculates the number of days that you've been in a trade, just take the average of those numbers and it'll show you that. So equals average, and then just do this. And then put the parenthesis around the end of it. You have. All right. How about that? How's everybody feeling with the stuff of champions, y'all? I mean, and the thing is, you know, we pretty much know every day there's going to be something we can close for a profit, just about every day. Once you get your campaign going, right? And taking off risk, putting on new trades when the market is, I mean, this is fun. It's really good. So I don't know, you know, we look, we see in one account, we've got profits of, where's our profits again? 3,500 by doing our trades. That's since March. And then the other one, now, does that mean that we made total 3,500? We made mistakes too, didn't we? Do you remember what some of the mistakes were? Remember when we were putting futures on and we would sell a future? So that doesn't include all the dumb stuff we've done. But if we'll just do the 111 and 112s, we do well. It's when you and I start adding stuff. Oh, well, let's try to get our deltas a little short. So let's start doing some calls. Oh, let's try to start doing our delta a little bit closer and let's start selling futures. And y'all will get burned on it every time. We try to overthink this crap, and we can. Don't overthink the crap. Don't overthink the crap. Keep it simple. So the more complicated we make it, the worse we make it. So probably the disservice that I do to y'all every day is showing you the market. I probably shouldn't even show you the market. We should probably shut down every chart that we have. The reason I do it is it's kind of fun, right? But I really don't make a lot of decisions based on it. So why do I even show it? Well, I think y'all like it. I mean, you know, y'all like the Big Green Monster. The Big Green Monster is amazing, right?
Bobby, I think part of the reason you need to look at this, look at your linear regression, is because if we are at a pivotal stage, like we look overbought on these trades and you're at the higher end of your buying power, maybe that's a hint. You should knock your buying power down a little. Whereas if we're at the bottom of one of these things and it looks like we may be at some type of support and you're iffy on putting another trade on, maybe you have more confidence to put the extra trade on. You know, there is some subjectivity to taking the trade off. So, you know, do I put a new one on? Do I take an existing off? Do I leave it all alone? When you're really having a decision to make, if you're having a hard time making it, maybe looking at the linear regression chart or the big green monster is something you want to take a glance at to help steer you in the right direction.
Yeah, and I definitely see that. I do want to make sure that we all, put the science first, right, before the charts. And just, don't be afraid to take the trade based on the quantitative information that we have at the time. It's the best that we have. And I'm worried, after talking to Ed a lot, that maybe I don't need to talk to Ed as much. Maybe that's the problem. But Ed tells me that, folks are having trouble. And one of the two troubles that we hear, and Ed, if y'all are talking to Ed and chatting with Ed, don't worry, Ed doesn't tell me names, do you, Ed? You never tell me such.
No,
He's
no.
totally confidential with everybody.
Private
else.
is private.
He's private is right.
private.
But he'll give me a sense. He says, there's people in the room, Bobby, they're just scared to hit the button. And that's why we had the sessions on, hit the button monkey, hit the button rat, hit the button. And that's why we do that. And then there are others who are going too big. You're going too big. And then when we had that little market drop a couple of days ago, y'all like, oh God, I'm using 70% of my buying power. What do I do? So just don't get too big. And that's the thing. We don't need to get too, but on a $100,000 account, y'all, look at our profits on this account. This is after commissions. We have made since March $6,064 in cash. I mean, that is since March, what? When we put this first one on? March 22nd. I mean, we've made $6,000. Now that ain't from January. I mean, that's good. That's cold hard profits that we made. So follow the just follow what we're doing, keep it going, keep it simple. Don't worry about the crap. Don't worry about the crap. All right, anyone got any questions or comments? All right, if not, I will see y'all at 2 o'clock tomorrow.